Dublin Airport. ATR 72-600. So again, 80 should be finishing up shortly, and I shall be with you for the next couple of hours. Hat and gloves and everything are on today. It's bitterly cold. You're not on the way now. So EIDUZ off state bound. So again, bitterly cold here this morning. Freddie, good to see you, mate. Yeah, well layered up. It is absolutely Baltic here. The car temperature says 9 degrees, but definitely not 9 degrees here. Ado can't move his hands. So the only thing exposed is my face and I can't feel it.
If you were wondering who Peter was at the end of my stream when she did the birthday thing, it's my brother Peter. It's his birthday today.
Ah, okay. Sarah Jane, good to see you. Julie P. Good to have you all along. As you can see, 3:30 heading state bound. Ryanair and another Ryanair snaking in behind. Sandra, afternoon. Winglet boy. Dave, how you doing? Alpha Wolf. Great to see so many of us on. Sheila, how you doing? Hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. Garka, Patricia, how you doing? So I shall be with you for the next couple of hours or so. Quite a bit of wind noise if there is, I do apologise. Just about got the rotation. Yeah, lovely Christmas. Thanks, Freddie. Nice break. I'm not back in work till the 5th, so I'll get definitely a bit of more streaming in. I'm off fishing tomorrow, and I'm hoping to live stream it. I've set up a new channel, obviously, because I want to keep this one more so for aviation. So as the channel is only set up, I'm not sure if it's going to be verified in time. If not, I'll record. But that is the plan. Brian, welcome along. Again, guys, I hope you've had a really good Christmas. We're bringing in the last few streams of 2025. I'm off to Birmingham on an ATR on the 11th of January. So I'm going to record that. Jilly, I've heard of Andorra. That's where all my mates went about 30 odd years ago. But my girlfriend has been to Austria before and said it is lovely, so I think that's where I'm going to go when I do decide to go. I know our neighbours are going there next week, I think, or the week after. They go every year and they've always highly recommended it. I always said I'd never pay to go on a cold holiday because it's usually cold enough in Ireland, but it's meant to be great fun, so I think I will give it a shot. Of Ryanair's outbound. You can see the floppy sock there is virtually a headwind for the pilot, so won't pose them any problems either departing or landing. Packing up. I'd say he's looking forward to getting into the warmth. He's nodding the head. I thought I forgot my gloves, but I did find the set in the car. Thank God, because anything that's exposed is frazzled. So another Ryanair departing. 737 800 series. The reason I'm on this side is that if the sun did come out, it'd be shining straight in my face. Though I think it could be wishful thinking now if the sun's going to come out. ATR 330. I'll get flight radar up now in a minute to see where these are heading off to. I'll take your word for it, Chile. I'm sure it's going to be cold. The only thing I probably wouldn't be looking forward to is having to buy all the clothing. I'm sure that's quite expensive. I don't want to be an Irish tourist and go over head to toe in Lidl or Aldi. Well, the only thing I won't have to worry about today is the gear overheating, that's for sure. really good streaming over the Christmas period. Drones and Planes was on, Brian, KC Rally was on yesterday, Paul from Dubjet, Ado obviously, Drones and Planes from Manchester, the flight crew, and many, many more. Where is said plane? So again, if the sound or picture quality is anyway a bit iffy, do let me know. Ado's just packing up the last of his gear. Are you going to hit the garage for a nice warm coffee or hot chocolate?
No, I'm just going to get home and thaw out in the warm.
Mate, how you doing? 5 months, congratulations. Thanks a million for the support. Yeah, I'll have to Google a few pictures, Jilly. We have our wonderful A330. So EIFNG is this reg. Oh, black screen. Oh, no. You have a disconnection error already. Oh no. Good. No, it's just a drop in signal, Jilly. That'll happen this location. Brian, welcome back. Thanks a million. Back in the spotters, our members club. Very good stream yesterday. ATR 72-600.
Okay.
You off?
Out of here.
Take care, buddy.
Happy New Year to
You
you.
too. Talk to you soon.
I presume you won't be streaming before the New Year? No.
Oh, I will. I'll get it 1 or 2 out.
I might get a stream in. I'm off, you see, now until the 5th,
So am I.
so I might sneak on in there some stage.
I'll let you know when I'm see if we can do the same. We'll do a tag
Yeah,
team. You can
we'll
run
do it.
before or after or whatever.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Right, so
Take
enjoy
care.
the stream.
Be good. That's Ado's gone. Matt, howdy doody. Thanks, Matt. Drive safe. Twofer. So let me just get up Flight Radar 24, see where we have people going to. For some reason that ATR is not shown on Flight Radar. The Ryanair operated by Malta Air is off to Faraway land. Again, guys, please do hit that like and subscribe button. Helps get this content out to more like-minded aviation. Away. So this Ryanair is off to Faro, and there's a net jet in coming in after a Challenger 350 going to Innisbrook. Not too sure where that is. Ruby's plane. Refueling. Caroline, good to see you. Kierka, appreciate it. Support is much appreciated. Thanks, Brian. Did not know that. I certainly will sing happy birthday. I do think we have a exclamation mark birthday. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Brian, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Brian. You can see that size comparison there. 737 and the 350. Sarah, take care. So, Brian, again, happy birthday, my friend. Hope you're getting spoiled. Hope your better half brings you somewhere. You don't look a day over 55, Brian. So, this posh jet off to Austria. And the 320 of Aer Lingus is off to Bilbao. Reg EI EDP. We'll stick with it. Challenger 350 though. It's alright, Brian, we'll sing happy birthday to you again then. So, as Ada was setting up, I was snapping a few photos for my future thumbnails. be quite an early rotation for this. There we go. Like a little rocket ship, these guys. Look at that. Some serious climb out. Aer Lingus A320 off to Bilbao. Sandra working hard on the explanations. Can't call them superpowers because Paul does, so we'll have to think of a name for them. So plenty of action. I would imagine a lot of people going back home after the Christmas break. So, again, the sun has come out. If I was over the other side, the picture quality would be absolutely muck because it interferes with the automatic focus. Stick to, just change the ISO to auto. Confirm. There we go. Yeah, I think 8 inches of snow fell there in a couple of hours yesterday. Carol. Slight crosswind, nothing. Lofty. So, Ryanair operated by Malta Air, heading off to Lisbon. And the Aer Lingus behind it is heading to Bordeaux, and our Lufty is off to Frankfurt. That's the next 3 outbounds. Oh, you know it's cold when you have streamer snot. Not pleasant. Looking forward to getting into the house and thawing out. As I said, the car was saying 9 degrees when I was coming here, but it feels more like 1 degree. Sheila. Is the wind interfering with the microphone much? I have 3 jackets on. T-shirt, a jumper, body warmer, coat and another coat. Pair of waterproof trousers over my trousers, gloves and a hat, and I can still feel the cold. Things we do for aviation. Our Lufty off to Frankfurt. Thanks, Sheila. No moo cows in the field behind me. Something we don't see every day. A pair of Uniteds coming out at the same time. Two. Yeah, no, I've heard that, Julie. So our first United, a 757 heading to Washington, 27-year-old aircraft, and the second one, 767 heading to Chicago, 26 years old. So I'm going to move the mic to the front here just to get the awesome sound of these. Probably did know now though. Brian, appreciate that. Thanks a mil. So United off to Chicago. Julie, congrats, you got him. Brian, again, thanks a million. Appreciate it. Nice to see some of the regular streamers receiving the memberships. So thank you so much. Be interesting to see what way United go when they retire their planes. Will they go with the Dreamliners? Presume they're going to stay with Boeing, not opt for Airbus. So quite a number of airport movements today. Ooh, sorry. Shall be looking forward to a nice hot coffee on the way home. Thank God there's a garage just around the corner. That wind would freeze the balls off a Beijing tiger. Yeah, guys, I know it sounds trivial, but hitting the like and subscribe really does help the channel to grow. See KLM coming in. The sign gets in the way. Esquivel, Vega leaving. I won't pick it up because I have the AF set to pick up the aircraft. Absolutely, farmer. No, I have one of them kind of Russian style hats that kind of goes in under. I don't know what you call them there. I don't know what these type of hats are called. Let's see if I can. So well covered up. Not going to win any fashion prizes, but at least it keeps me warm. Just waiting for the next couple of outbounds. Warm hats, yeah, that's them. No, there is an actual name for them, I just can't think of what it is. Keeps the ears warm, which is three goldfinches just. No, that's something else, Patricia, but we won't go there. Let's see our next departure. Trapper hats. Okay, I'll go with that. I suppose you'd see people in the States, yeah, going hunting with them. I think Elma Fudge used to have one in the cartoon, or was that something else? I'm not 100% sure. So, Aer Lingus. And I think we just go with the warm hat. Anyway, I'm glad of it, that's all I'm saying. If there was no wind, it'd probably be okay. It's just the wind is, like, it's cuts the face off you. Yep, FJ could be right. So one of the newer XLRs off the Washington. did see a YouTuber doing a review on the XRR route to the States. And just giving out that the seats weren't comfortable at all. I think on a long flight like that, it's not going to be comfortable. Oh, excuse me. Later, Freddie. Paulicus, thank you so much. Freddie received a membership from Paul. Thank you, Paul. So, a little bit of a lull here at the moment. We don't even have any cows, so we can cow watch. Freddie, you don't know him as well as me. He's not a gentleman at all. Hell of a nice guy though. Only joking, Paul. It's the Emirates. Yeah, they're in the field here behind me, flying in and out. There's actually, I have lots of them in my back garden. We've a couple of olive trees in the back garden, and I put a bird feeder out there. And it's a family of 5. They're constantly there. Back in the day, you used to be able to buy them in a pet shop, have them in a cage as a pet. You probably still can, them and zebra finches. Although zebra finches aren't native here in Ireland, whereas the goldfinch is. Not a chance, Jilly. Hey, no. Glad you're back in the warmth. Thanks for the kind words. Congrats, 7 months in the members club. Paul says it might hurt his one feeling. Yeah, I find it takes you a couple of minutes to acclimatise when you get back in the house. Your kind of face stinging. Although he had the car ride home, so he was probably sufficiently thawed by the time he got into the house. Member for 15 months. Sure, it's very cold in Canada land. Dance. Have you ever seen me dance? Oh my god, I think Paul has a picture or a video of me dancing somewhere. Not a good look. Hey, don't say yeah, and then looks like another little posh jet. So, VistaJet off the Faro. Challenger 350, the second 350 of the stream. Adrian would say, oh look, a plane. I'd say Faro is definitely a bit warmer than it is here today. I'd imagine about probably 16 degrees, which would be nice. This is going to be full length. All the aircraft today have taken full length runway on takeoff. Really is a beautiful looking aircraft. Explanation, thanks, Ado. I was told Bing Bong was trademarked, so couldn't use it. There's Froggy. Imagine a rolling start. Would imagine this won't even need half the runway to rotate. Very true, Paul. Oh, very true. Actually, Paul, I might give you a text later if you're not busy. Johnny Coffee, how you doing? Just wondering, is there much to it if I wanted to stream from another account? Is there a lot in setting it up, or is it just a matter of changing the stream address? Only fans. I don't even have an only fan. Never mind fans. Pretty sure nobody wants to see me do anything. Only cans, there you go. Very witty, Adrian, very witty. Well, whatever about being in a thong, you definitely wouldn't see anything today in a thong. So, just waiting. I can see a couple of aircraft now coming around. I think that's a Qatar Dreamliner. Yep, Qatar. So Ryanair first, followed by a Dreamliner. Only turbo cans. So Ryanair, followed by, where's the Qatar going? No, I don't know where that's going. Where's it gone? Not sure where the Qatar is going. Actually, that landed a couple of minutes ago, so it's going to gate. So, whoops. We have Ryanair going off to Warsaw. Yeah, just copped the cheetah. Oh, this is our first non-full length runway. Heading off to Warsaw. So, as I said, ATR flight on the 11th of January, followed by, I can't believe I'm going to say it, a Ryanair flight to Porto in February. Aer Lingus don't fly to Porto, or don't at that time of the year. They might in the summer schedule. Other stuff. Yeah. Now you're hurting my one feeling, Paul. It's not a bad idea, Kierka. Leave the camera there, plug it in, and live stream 24/7. I did come across one channel where the camera's just pointing at a fire in a dark room. It looks cool, and it just streams 24/7. sure Daisy's not picky on any of the birds. I've seen them before, Julie, yeah. I resent that, Paul. I have changed from a fair weather streamer to an all weather streamer. Come on, planes. Yeah, I'm hoping to get out to the Salty Islands in the summer to photograph puffins. Oh, look, a plane. Sorry, my bad. There we go. Normal sound should have resumed. Ryanair going to do a sneaky intercept. Oh, I always thought that said flying pigs. Anyway, off to Istanbul in Turkey. So, nice batch of aircraft now. So as I said, this Ryanair's off the road. Aer Lingus behind it. One of the newer XLRs is off to Toronto. The Ryanair's off to Stansted, and then the next one after that is off to Manchester. No Turkey or ham left. It was, last of it was demolished yesterday. Might use the carcass to make a soup dough. So EIXLU off to Toronto. Oh yes, definitely had some nice cheeses over the Christmas. Port Salut, and my favourite, which is called Black Bomber. Which I generally get in the UK, but Marks and Spencer's do it sometimes a vintage cheddar, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It just literally dissolves in your mouth. Can't beat a bit of cheese. This is going to have to wait a second. SE Media, welcome. Oh God, no, I can't eat any of them blue cheeses with the taste. It's just that strong taste of smoky, mouldy. I would imagine it'd be like sucking someone's sock. Keep your stinky cheeses. So most of the Ryanairs have been 737-800s, very few Maxes so far. Swiss cheese. Cambozola, yeah, Jan loves that stuff, and Camembert. Camembert's not too bad, 'cause it's not. I just don't like a really strong flavoured cheese with port. Ugh, no. No, 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 no. So this Aer Lingus is off to Manchester, registration EIEDS. Quick little hop across the pond. Quick rotation there. Yes, Sado, you sure did. ATR to Birmingham on the 11th. And I can't remember when I'm going to Porto in February. I think it's early, the first 2 weeks. I just don't enjoy the Ryanair experience. I'm totally cool with what they do and what they've done to stop the monopoly. I do think it is a good business model, but I just don't enjoy the experience. The staff always seem pissed off. You have to go through Terminal 1, which is an absolute shithole. But it was the only aircraft that flew direct. I could have went with TAP, but it would have been a stopover in the UK, so I wasn't doing that. I am going to video both experiences and put them up on the channel, so you'll probably see me cry on the ATR. beautiful AI. A 787 Dreamliner heading to Dallas. 5-year-old aircraft. Get the gloves back on. We won't go there, Paul. So as most of you probably know, took a flight with Paul and young Billiam to do a bit of streaming in Manchester. And as I'm not a fear of flying, Paul and Will started to say there was rivets loose and missing rivets from the wing, which you can imagine went down like a lead balloon. And then the gloves were on the way back and I got strip searched. So I blame Ryanair and Paul. Welcome back, Carol. She's not best pleased either, Patricia. Jan's not a lover of flying either now. She wouldn't be as bad as me, but she was on them before, and she was on a Dash 8 to Luxembourg as well, so thanks for that, Edo. Here we go. Yeah, when they called me over to search me and the gloves went on, it was squeaky bum time, literally. And Paul and Will were stopped over the other side because they obviously had all their camera gear and batteries and they were looking at it. And I remember looking over to Paul and kind of going, "Help me, please help me." And he was just looking, smiling at me. So looking back at it, it was funny, but when it was happening to me, I was absolutely scared shitless. But anyway, we live to fight another day. Not sure, Carl. I would imagine 11 hours-ish, something like that. I didn't mind the search, Paul, but when them latex gloves went on, So Winrow off to Bergen, and the Aer Lingus after that is off to Philly on one of the newer XLRs. Well, it's not that new now, it's 4 years old. Something like that, Chili, yeah. So it's off to Bergen. Oh. So it was my vape tested positive for cocaine. Now, believe me, I've never taken any sort of drugs in my life, so I was kind of surprised. And even though I knew that I was never around cocaine or didn't with cocaine, part of me is kind of going, did somebody touch me? Did somebody touch my vape? Is Paul setting me up? All these things go through your mind. So, XLR next. Oh god, yeah, other jellies are available, by the way. Oh no, you didn't name it, that's okay. Anyway, yes, looking back at it, it is funny, but it was a little bit disturbing when it was going on. So EI LRG, there you go. Ado's googled it, 9.5 hours. The longest flight I've done is 7 and a bit. I did 14 when I was about 16, but I don't really remember that. That was going to Florida on one of the old Delta DC-10, I think it was, or a TriStar. It does, Jilly, have a pulse setup, yeah. I think it'll be a while before the other one's back out, Kierka. I have looked back in the footage a few times and it didn't look that bad, but there's one video that you can see slow-mo and the whole undercarriage actually bent right back, so I presume that's going to have to be replaced. Of a couple of €1 million, I would imagine. Okay, well, it's a former Googling aid. Yeah, 3.G, that's what I heard as well, Kierka. Which is quite a lot now, in fairness. I know I've said on streams before, I remember coming back from Dubai, I think it was 2 years ago, landed in Dublin, and the Emirates we were in, the 777-300ER, hit the ground so hard that all the oxygen masks broke down from the bit above us. And that felt like it was a real hard bang, but apparently there's classes of landing and it didn't class as a, I don't know, they probably grade them 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe something like that. So it was okay, but at the time there was a little bit of a drivel, I can tell you. You know, Julie, the first time I watched it, I was kind of going, meh. Just looked like an average Ryanair landing. But I looked back at it a few times then, and somebody had a really slow, good quality slow-mo, and you can actually see the undercarriage bend completely. And I'm sure if I put any stress cracks or anything in it, after a couple of landings, it could come away. So I suppose they had to change it. I just wonder, is there any repercussions for the pilot or financial penalties? But I probably wouldn't imagine so. It's just, I wouldn't imagine it was pilot error. It was probably wind shear or some sort of freak gust that happened just on touchdown. May Take care. Thanks for being here. Now, 3:30 to Miami. I'm not sure if this is a new route or not. I'm sure somebody might tell me. I know Aer Lingus are adopting a few new routes. Oh. So there you go. So I would imagine they got the alarm then. So 3:30 off to Miami, which I would imagine is nice this time of year, probably in the 20s. Back in the day when I went to Orlando, there was no direct flight, so it was Dublin to Shannon where you clear immigration, then Shannon to Atlanta, and then Atlanta on to Orlando. So I think total time, flying time is about 14 hours. I know it was that long ago that you could smoke on the plane. So that shows how long ago it is. So this Aer Lingus off to Lanzarote. For some reason on my flight radar it's not showing me any info. And then there's a Ryanair to Tenerife. So the next two aircraft off to the Canary Islands for a bit of winter sun. Yeah, I didn't know that either, Patricia. Makes sense though, I suppose. John, the weird thing is, like, there was smoking and non-smoking, but you're in a tin bloody tube, like, so you're still getting smoke no matter what seat you're sitting in. There was no partitions. I think the back of the aircraft you could smoke, in the front you didn't have to smoke, or it was non-smoking. Patricia, no, I think it's pre-clearance now in Dublin. Safety away, Ryanair off to Tenerife. See it, Euro wings somewhere. So, Ryanair's off. Circa 4.5 hours flying time. Looks like we have Emirates earlier than usual. 777-300 ER. Just over 7 hours and 10 minutes into Dubai. I think they operate 2 daily flights from Dublin. Qatar direct to Doha. And Etihad into Abu Dhabi, I think, or it's the, yeah, I think that's the way it is. I must say, one of my favourite liveries. Oh, there we go, could be 3 flights. Goes to show what a busy route it is, I suppose. This time of the year in Dubai, it's still into the mid to late 20s. I know when I go in April or May, it can be anything from the early 30s to the late 30s. So probably EK 161, EK 162. EK 162. Put that microphone forward for this to get all the wonderful sound. Yep, definitely a proper plane. rotation. Wow. I've never seen Emirates in such an early rotation. That was some power. I hope the microphone picked it up. Absolute beautiful sound from them big powerful engines. So Ryanair and Max this time, you can see there the engine counting. Donates the difference between that and the 800 series. Again, guys, please, if you haven't done already, please hit the like button, subscribe if you like what you see, and if you don't like it, hit subscribe anyway. So, first Ryanair off to Naples, 737 MAX 8 200 series, followed by another MAX 8 200 series heading to Manchester. They're the next two departing aircraft. We do have an ATR inbound as well that I'll see if I can get. Yeah, correct, Patricia, that is. You're actually, I never thought of it that way, yeah. There must be some amount of insulation in the fuselage. Len, good to see you. How are you doing? So the Emirates had lifted off by now, so either it was an empty flight good to hear it, Len. Brian, the Oracle. Did not know that. There's our ATR 72-600. So this Ryanair, as I said, off to Manchester. Next up, our latest Airbus XLR off to New York. EILRB, 6 years old now. Dash 8, I can see it off in the distance. Flying pencil, I will get it. Let's get this XLR heading off to New York. Followed this then by another Aer Lingus and then a Vueling. Aer Lingus with a sneaky intercept. So the Vueling is heading to Barcelona. And Aer Lingus, the Neo, off to London Heathrow. I think I'm going to stick with the Vueling. Looks there, Dash 8. Now we got the Dash. This is our Vueling. If there's anything else incoming of interest, do give me a shout. The Vueling is drooling. So Ruby's missing this. Ryanair with a rescue vehicle. So, she says was a 3:30 pinging. Looks like the rescue vehicle is going to do a runway inspection after this Ryanair departs. Said Ryanair is off to Bristol. 737 MAX 8, brand new, according to Flight Radar. So, hoping to get one of the Maxes on the way to Porto. Never flown on one. Only the 737-800s. Just a rescue vehicle. Say the old nose is fairly frozen now. So just gonna wait for our 3:30. I saw a KLM, but that's the one that just landed. So next up, we have a Ryanair. You can see it off in the distance. Can also hear the bird banger down the runway. Full length for the Ryanair. Oh, we do have a KLM. Don't think it's a Wookiee. Not a Wookiee. Might have missed the buzzing incoming. Pity it's not a Wookiee, but hey ho. So KLM off to Amsterdam, followed by Aer Lingus off to Charles de Gaulle. Aer Lingus A320 off to Charles de Gaulle and Gayol Paris. Oh, sorry, Kerka, missed the buzz. See ya, BA en route as well, taxiing. So I think I'm going to finish up about 2 o'clock, lads, because I'm absolutely Baltic. So the 3:30 to San Fran is pushing back. This is EIDEN. Vegas, welcome along. Good to see you. So BA off to London Heathrow. We had family coming over from they came over to Christmas and flew BA from Terminal 5 from London, and said it was a really nice experience, that the crew and everything were very pleasant and it was a lovely flight. Never flew with BA myself, but they definitely gave them the thumbs up. So 320 Neo looks like a turn and burn. So it's Ryanair off to London Stansted 2, and that's followed by an Aer Lingus to Amsterdam, and then Ryanair. So we possibly finish on the 3:30 to San Fran, and then I can go and defrost. Oops, sorry. I don't. Emirates was okay, but like most airline food is absolute dirt. Like it's pre-cooked and just kept warm, so it's never going to be a culinary delight. I forgot the flask. I wouldn't mind. Jan even said it to me yesterday. You should bring a flask of coffee or something with you. But of course, I forgot it. Look, it's not a Dean stream if I don't forget something. Yeah, Kirk, I've never flown with them either. And Istanbul is on the trip list at some stage. So, aircraft even. Not taking the full length of the runway. There is talk of my daughter moving to either Australia or America next year, so I hope it's the latter of the two, because I don't particularly want to go to Australia. So wherever she goes, I will have to visit anyway. Light is playing havoc with me. SAS. Yeah, no, I've been on Emirates a few times there. The food, it was good. Like, it's as good as it can be for airline food. So, Ryanair off to Salzburg, SAS off to Oslo. The next Ryanair is off to Leeds, and then we have a VizJet Challenger 605 off to Tenerife. So they're the next departures. Still waiting for the 330 to poke its head around the corner. It's our Challenger 605. So SAS in a livery I've never seen before, off to Oslo. Looks a bit odd with the blue tips on the cowling and the black rudder. Yeah, Vegas, I do get that. I did say to her I wouldn't like her to go as long as Trump is in power, but you know, with kids, they'll do the opposite of what you tell them. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that on the stream. So, SAS off to Oslo. Yeah, Brian, I think you could be right. I'd sack the painter though. So I'm going to stick with this little beauty here, the little frogster. Although I would like to think that karma does catch up with people eventually, and I hope it does catch up with a certain individual. This is probably not the forum to talk about it, but so this Challenger 600 series off to Tenerife. I'm not singing that, Claire. There she blows. So, last aircraft, folks. I cannot take the cold anymore. Erlingus. I'll try that again. Erlingus. 3:30 off to San Fran. Dub Crow. Not a chance, Ido, not a chance. Freddie, welcome back. Jilly, don't worry about the housework. It'll be there tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Patricia, you are more than welcome. It's been rather enjoyable, cold but enjoyable, but at least there was plenty of action today. There wasn't too many lulls in between aircraft taking off. Derek, thank you. Patricia, thanks a mil. Vegas baby, got the gift of membership. Woot woot. Again, guys, thanks for all your support throughout the year. Thanks to our wonderful mods and anybody that's gifted, subscribed, liked, all that other sort of good stuff. Thank you so much. What's another week, Jilly? I agree with you. Anyway, this is the last one, guys. Enjoy. Okay, everyone, that's me out. I'm going home to thaw out. Thanks a million to everybody who's joined me here today. We shall see you all very, very soon. And for those of you not back in work until the 5th, enjoy the rest of the break and we'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye.